All right, so this is going to be a tough topic in this video, but I am going to meet it head on. If you want to join me, you can. If you don't like the video, you don't have to watch it. So basically, I have a son who has chosen to live a pretty sinful life. I have already done everything I can to help him, everything. Basically, I was there for him when he was on the street. I was there for him with making sure he got counsel. When he did something that he shouldn't have done, I made sure I called the police for him to make sure that he got what he needed over there. And then later on, as he has dealt with some stuff, I made sure that I was there for him again. One of the things that he had tried to do was kill himself. He walked in front of a whole bunch of traffic in the highway down south and actually tried to kill himself in a huge, huge highway. So I was there for him again. I got a bus for him to come on up back home and just let him stay as much as he can, and give him all the support I can. But he is a grown man now, and he has continued to try to not want to listen, not want to live in truth. So this has been going on a while, and I've just been like, I tried everything. Like even recently, I'm like, okay, just give him his space. Try not to say much. And then I'm like, all right, that's not working. So then I did say, you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth because I love you so much. I'm going to tell you the truth. And this is the truth. And I laid it out for him. And he just texted me and said, you know what? I think I'm going to be rooming now with someone else that he met at work. And I said, you know, who is it? And he told me, and I said, you know what? I think it's best that you do that. I think it's best. I said, I'm going to let you go. You know the truth. You're choosing to act this way. And because of that, yeah, go right ahead, please. Please leave. So, you know, as a Christian, Jesus tells us, anyone who does not follow me and loves his parents, their spouse, their children, anyone more than me, you're not worthy of me. So I already made my mind up a long time ago to follow Christ. And when we make that decision, we want to know that it's going to cost us. Before you build a house, usually you look at everything that, you know, it's going to cost you to build a house. You look at everything so that you can finish building your house. Jesus talks about this in the Bible. Excuse me. You can love somebody, and I do love my kids. I love them very much. I've laid down my life for them, and there's no other love greater than someone laying down their life for you. So I have done this, and I've even said, hey, you know, just recently I called so-and-so. There's some more help if you want it. I will do anything to work through this with you. And he has chosen. So because of that, I have to let him go. And I just said today, you know, how much worse can it get? You know, and I'm okay. I'm not feeling bad for myself. You know, I just lost my car. I lost my home. I lost my husband. I kind of have a son who is out in Washington who, he's got a good heart. I love him. He's like, I will always love him, but he's my wild guy, and he's gotten into the wrong crowd. And so recently I reached out to him to make sure he's still alive. I usually do some fake Facebook accounts. That's why you don't see my Facebook, you know, staying established, because I usually have to use fake accounts to continue to kind of look over him and watch him. And so, I could establish a Facebook account if I want, but I just feel like where I'm very pro-life, I can get attacked a little bit more. But anyways, so he is kind of turning around, and that's what I was hoping for. He left home at about 18. I told him, go ahead. If you want to leave home, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. This was like a week before he was 18. He wanted to travel the world, and I said, yeah, go ahead. So he did. He went out there, and he got hit pretty hard, but he came back home the next year, and he was still doing, you know, pretty good. But then he went back into, you know, living a life with backpacking across the country and backpacking across other countries, and he kind of just went down. He went down big time, and there was nothing I could do. So it's been like, what, 5 or 6 years since I've seen him. So he has had to learn the hard way. And he's kind of coming around. He used to block me on his Facebook. He used to not want to talk to Mom because Mom said things he didn't like. And he did say I made him read the Bible. And I was like, oh my goodness, not that, not that. Did I really make you read the Bible? Did I really try to influence you the right way? So so I had to let him go, and he's kind of coming around, which I'm very glad about. He's a little happier. But now I have another son who's just, I feel like, you know, I cannot really help him. So and I've left stuff to professionals because I can't help him, and that's not helping him either. So he is going to have to learn the hard way. And you know, when you've got kids and they grow up and they don't want to listen and they want to do what they want, you just gotta let go sometimes. I don't know how else to say it, but to let God deal with them. And I know there's a lot of parents out there, like this son too, when he was a teenager, he was giving me a little bit of lip, and I don't put up with stuff from my kids. I just don't. I'm old school, and I was like, okay, then you can leave. And out the door he went, and he was homeless for a while, and he, I thought he kind of learned, but this one seems to have to learn the hard way even more. And I do love him, but there comes a point that you have to say, enough is enough. You're not dragging me down. You're not bringing down your brothers. I have his brothers to think of, and if I had to bring, like, you know, if there was garbage in here and protective parenting or something, you know, somebody came in here with my kid, I have to think of that. So yeah, you're not gonna ruin my life. You want to ruin your life, go right ahead, be my guest, but you're not ruining mine. You're not ruining your brother's lives. So it is time to say goodbye. And so now I'm kind of losing a son in a sense. And you know what? It's okay, because I can still trust God. God gives and God takes, and God is in control. And one of the things my other sons went through were the California fires. And that was kind of scary. So I was on my knees with that one. And then he went out with his homies, and he, you know, there were drugs and just a lot of garbage that he went through, and I had to let go with him too and say God's got him. And yeah, if they have to hit rock bottom, they have to. So the best thing you can do sometimes as a parent, and this sounds really harsh, is to get out of the way. Duck. Get out of the way. Let them learn the hard way. And that includes your husband or your kids or whatever. Don't pick up the pieces for your kids all the time. I did come here. My son's wife walked out on him. She was a military career wife. She benefits ran out, so she went out the door. I did help him get out of a rut, kind of helped him for 2 weeks dig himself out of a hole. And he's kind of still getting on his feet. He's really trying, and he's got a full-time job coming up, which will be good. So I don't even, now that I've helped my guys a lot, as much as I can, I've just got one that I really am responsible to really still have a lot of guidance there. And then that's it. And then if I want to, you know, move out on my own or whatever I want to do, I will do. But for now, stability is really important for my youngest, and that's what we have over here. But yeah, let your kids go. If they give you a hard time, let them go. And I know in Old Testament times they did stone kids for being disrespectful to their parents. I haven't dug into that, but I know it was usually for the good of a family, to make sure that your kids did learn to respect you. And I don't, when I say respect, I'm not talking about parents who try to use the Bible and throw it over, you know, hit you over the head with it like a club and say, any wish and any whim I have, you have to do because I'm your parent. I've seen that. And that's not what the Bible's teaching. It also says in the Bible, don't provoke your kids to wrath. So if you're not being nice to your kids and you're criticizing them all the time and you're putting them down and you're not being good to them and they turn around and say something that you don't like, don't be surprised. So there is it's a two-way street. The door goes both ways, so to say. You want to be a parent that does everything to make your kids succeed. You want to be a really good influence on them. I've seen parents who just don't want to take care of their kids, and they think once they grow up, then their kids will be there for them. And it doesn't work that way.